Yesterday I'm discussing about testing terminology. So testing terminology is nothing but like user acceptance testing or tester acceptance testing or build acceptance testing. Then you will come up with regression testing, retesting. Then we go for ad hoc testing, sanity testing, smoke testing, manual testing, automation testing, gorilla testing. These all are the different testing terminology we were discussed. So then our next topic is like bug reporting and tracking. So this is another important portion you will come up with in your manual testing front, and daily, even this is also your major portion in your daily activity. Okay, so here in your so what is the process is like, as soon as you get new build, what is your task? So which are the test cases you are having for your application? All those test cases you will be dividing in your team members. Let us suppose like 5,000 test cases you are having, 10 guys who are working. So per head 500 test cases you will come across. Those 500 test cases you will be executing against that latest release. So this is what you will be calling it as like regression testing. Okay, so this is what you will be considering it as like regression testing. So while performing regression testing means you are executing test cases. Let us suppose while executing specific test case, your application is mismatching. Let us assume. So let us suppose your test case is like, once you fill up all the details, click on send button in your compose mail, it should successfully send an email, but it's not sending. Let us assume. So that one should be an issue, right? It should be an issue. So you are entering correct username, correct password, click on sign in button. In your login screen, it should allow you to navigate home page, but it's not navigating to home page. Should be an issue. Normally, in our real life, this one we will call it as an issue or error. Okay, but with respect to testing industry, we will consider it as like bug or defect normally. Okay, so in our testing terminology we'll call it as like bug or defect. Nowadays we are considering it as like even change request. Normally, what do you mean by change request? Client has given some requirements during analysis phase, but after 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, client don't want whatever he has given during requirement analysis phase. He need little bit modification after 1 year, let us assume. Then at that time, how he will come up is like in the form of change request. That is nothing but like change request. But here at this perspective, defect you are considering it as like change request. Why? Okay, so you are reporting as a defect. So developer, what he will be doing? He will be updating the existing code. That means he is modifying some changes in his code while you are reporting defect. But meanwhile, change request you are getting from client. What developer will be doing? Even at this point of time, developer will be making some code changes. In either of the case, like either it is a defect from tester or change request from client, in either of the way, developer will be making changes in his code. That's why with respect to developer, if you think about it, like there is no difference between bug or defect or change request. But with respect to tester, if you think about it, there is a difference between defect and change request. Defect means deviating change request. That is nothing but like defect. Change request means from client. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. So nowadays, defect also you are considering it as change request. Why means this is the reason. Okay, so whenever you raise a bug, so whenever you found like issue like this while executing test case, you will make that test case fail, and you have to report that issue to development team. Okay, so how you will report, that is what we say. So whenever you are executing test cases, you found mismatch, means what you do is like, it's not like you go immediately and report it as a bug, report it as a defect. It's not like that. You have to follow some process. So whenever you found mismatch, it's not like immediately you go and report it as a defect. So what you will be doing is like, you yourself review it once whether it is a bug or not, according to customer requirements, according to end user requirements. There may be a situation like one requirement is there, you might not understand properly, that is why you may be thinking it as a defect. So once you report it as a defect, developer say like it is not a defect, means you have to feel bad, right? You'll feel bad. So to overcome that problem, what you have to do is like, while reporting defect itself, you'll be taking some like some takers, some important stuff you'll be taking care. Okay, so that is nothing but like, you, as soon as you found an issue, you yourself review it once whether it is a defect or not. Then once you confirm, then according to end user requirements, that is important, then you'll be discussing with your team members, from your team members also confirming like that is a defect. Even if there is a chance, you can discuss very well with development team as well. Okay, you can discuss with the development team also, absolutely no problem, but it's not like always mandatory. If you are confirmed that defect, you don't want to talk with your testers, even your colleagues also, you can directly go ahead and report. But the thing is like, once you report, you have to make sure like it is a bug or not, means you can talk with the developers or testers, it's your wish. Okay, so then once you confirm it as a defect, you go ahead and report it as a defect. So for reporting defect, so again you will be using some tool like quality center or some bugzilla, like the so many tools are available. That is what I'll be sharing you like during okay, so during automation tools startup class. So as of now, you see like how you'll be reporting defect, some process you try understanding. Okay, so how you report defect is like, while reporting defect, even olden days people were using excel itself for reporting defect. You will be following some template. Okay, you will be following some template. So bug reporting process you have to do means, you have to follow some steps. What are those steps? Are nothing but like bug ID, bug description, bug status, author, creation date, priority, severity, reproducibility, attachments, developer assignee, environment. One, environment, two, environment, three, environment, four, and repro steps. Remember, while creating test case, I come up with one template. Okay, but that is not a standard template. So once you go for quality center or ALM or some other tool, there you will be getting so many fields. That is what I'll be telling you like during your quality center class. So exactly like that, here also bug raising process, what you're doing is like, here I come up with very few, around 10. These are the mandatory fields, you should fill it out. Along with this, so many other fields also you may come up with, like a release and bold, something like that. So many other fields also you may come up with. So that is what we have quality center sessions, right? So there I will explain you as of now what is what exactly, which field, what you have to fill up. That is what we try to see. Okay, so bug ID means already you have 1,000. So if you are using quality center, means you don't want to give it manually, it will get increment automatically one. That is nothing but bug ID. Okay, so bug id 1 or 2 or 3, like that it will get increment automatically. Bug description. Let us suppose you are filling out correct username and password, clicking on sign in button. It's, it should allow you to navigate to home page, but it's not navigating, let us assume. Then that is a defect. So what is the bug description you'll give? Unable to navigate Gmail homepage by using correct credentials. As soon as developer see this description, he should get to know what exactly the issue you're talking about. In such a manner, clear and complete description you should pass. You should give. That is nothing but like bug description. Status. I will explain you later. So then status means like what is the status of that bug? Normally you'll come up with like new, assigned, okay, then closed, fixed, retest, then another defective status is like rejected, duplicate, closed, other thing deferred. Okay, so these are the different status you will come up with. So every status I'll be discussing, give me some time, I'll discuss you. So as of now you simply ignore like status. Then author. So you are creating test case means you are the author, right? Exactly like that. You are reporting defect means your name naturally gets populated automatically in your quality center. Okay, so that is nothing but like author. Then creation date means today's date gets populated automatically. Priority, severity, I will explain it later. Reproducibility. Okay, so what are the bug you are reporting? So that bug, this time it was reproduced, but at the time of developer, he is trying reproducing, but he was not getting. It's trouble, right? Sometimes this kind of issues you may come across, not once, daily. So many situations you will come up with like this. Best example I will tell you. So your internet is slow, let us assume. So as soon as you click on username and password, click on sign in button in your Gmail, it will give you like network is slow means it's taking too much time. So do you want to launch HTML kind of view, like basic level, something like that you will get during your Gmail login. Okay, so if network is slow, usually you will get, but in US means network will be very fast, so you may not get that issue. But India means I'll get so many times. Okay, so even here also very rarely you could have come across some point of time. Once you click on sign in button, if network is slow, you'll get like application is experiencing some trouble, is taking uh, more than as usual time, like that it will give you. But that is also one issue. So that issue, if you report to development team, so developer trying to reproduce, for him it may not reproduce, but for you it's reproducing. So these kind of issues you may come across, right? So at that point of time you have to be little bit careful. So that's why 98% of the bugs you are reporting, so those bugs should be reproducible. Yes, you should give. Some bugs, 10% of the cases you'll be able to reproduce, then 10% you give, 20%, 30%, 50%, even percentage basis also you'll be able to give. Some bugs in your computer you will be able to reproduce, but in your colleague's computer may not reproduce, but that is also still an issue. Still you should report that issue. Okay, so that is nothing but like reproducibility. If that is the case, 10% or 20% you'll be given. Okay, so that is nothing but like reproducibility. And attachments. Attachments is nothing but, so whatever the bug you are reporting, that bug, that issue, screenshot you will take and attach it to your bug. It is very important. Always, it's always a best practice to attach the screenshot. Why means as soon as they see this bug, this screen, they will be able to understand it, what exactly you are talking about. So that's why along with the screenshot they may request you to attach logs. You may be aware of logs. Logs are nothing but like while you are working with this any of the application, it will give you logs, step by step events. So I will show you one. So mm, on this one, so temp if I go, uh, okay. So this is how you will get logs. Uh, okay, see how. So this is how you will be getting logs. Exactly, these are the kinds of logs. Whatever the application you have, developers will be sharing some log capture tool. Okay, for any of the application you are working, for that application developer will share you log capture tool. You'll be capturing logs while running, and those logs you'll be attaching to your bug. Okay, so it again depends on the process whatever you are following in your company, in your project. Another important step is like who is going to fix this bug, who is responsible developer. If you're not aware of who is responsible developer, so what you can do is like you can ask your team members or colleagues or something like that and try get. Okay, try to know. Even not understand, not even your colleagues also not aware of means you can go for like assign your development lead or developer, some developer who is aware of and requesting who is responsible for fixing, he may reassign it to respective developer. Okay, so your development lead also may assign, then he will be aware of it who can fix that problem, he is responsible for that module. So like that you'll be assigned. So that is nothing but like developer assignment. Then environment, which environment it is. So if it is Windows XP, then you will be assigning it to XP. Windows 7 you are reproducing. Normally the thing is like if your application is responsible for executing multiple environments before reporting the bug, you should retest in all those environments. Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, something like that. In all those Linux, okay, in Mac, even all those operating systems also, you have to test. Then, which are the environments you are reproducing this issue? All those environments you have to report it up. Environment 2, database environment, environment 3, exactly browser environment. Even those one also you have to test means you should test it up. Okay, then another important step is like repro steps. Reproducible steps. So in order to reproduce this defect, developers, what are the steps they have to follow? Those steps you will be mentioning here under repro steps column. So what are the steps you have to follow? Your test case steps, right? So exactly your test case steps you will be mentioning here. In order to reproduce the defect, what exactly developer have to follow, which steps they have to follow, those steps you will be mentioning here. And remember, along with the test case steps, even if there is a need to put test data, even test data also you should mention. It depends on the bug. If test data require means even test data also you may get a chance to put. Okay, so once you fill out all these details, finally submit button will be there. Yeah, as soon as you click on submit button, it will send out automatically an email to all developers, testers, that means like all of your project team members. Then who whomever you assign like developer, he also getting email. So yeah, as soon as he get an email, depends on, or once he get time, he will be again reviewing that defect, something like that. He will be working on fixing that defect. So that is how it works. Okay. So during regression testing, if you find any mismatch, what you'll be doing is like you yourself review it once whether it is a bug or not. So once you get confirmed it is a bug, by filling out all these details, you'll be reporting it to respective developer. Okay, so this is how you'll report it as a bug. So here, if you remember, priority and severity I haven't explained. So this is the time to explain like severity and priority. Severity is nothing but like intensity or impact. Priority is nothing but like importance. Okay, so weekend is arriving, right? So what you did is like you planned to go to movie with your friends this Sunday, matinee, let us suppose. So Sunday you are getting ready for going to movie, but morning unexpectedly in your family member got severe. What you do at that point of time? So going to movie with your friends, your plan sometime back. Now unexpected what happened is like in your family member, some member have severe. Now in front of you have two tasks. What are those? Taking them to hospital or go to movie. What you do? You'll postpone going to movie like and you'll bring your family member to the hospital, right? Why? Here you have two tasks. You are prioritizing depends on like impact. Which one is severe here? Bringing them to hospital, that is the severe. Okay, so that's why exactly like that it will be applicable even for your defects. Okay, so defects is nothing but like severity is nothing but intensity or impact. Priority is nothing but like importance. Excuse me. So severity, how you will use it like with respect to test. Priority with respect to developer. Okay. So let us by taking example, if I explain this one would be good. But which are the fields? Which are the different status you will come across for severity and priority is like high, medium, low. Some another projects you may use like critical, major, minor. Some other project you may use like fix it up immediately, UI issue, fix it later, or critical issue or something like that. The thing here is like what I mean to say here is so high, medium, low, and this status, this terminology may get vary from project to project or client to client or company to company. So before starting up the project, some big guys, what they do is like they will decide which are the terminology you have to use for severity and priority. Okay, then you'll be following appropriate steps for filling out severity and priority. Okay, so let us suppose so different possible combinations will come up here like severity and priority, high, 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 low, low, high, low, low. These are possible cases. If I explain by taking example, you will understand clearly like what is the difference between like severity and priority, how exactly you give in your real time. And remember another important thing, this is practical oriented, and if you go for interview, 1 lakh percent there are chances to get asked question. 1 lakh percent, that means like you understand how much important it is. And remember, they may ask you commonly or another way in your application specific. So If they're asking you like commonly means which are the examples I'm explaining here, those examples you can explain very well. But application specific they're asking, then what you have to do is like what is the project you're planning to put in your resume. For that project you analyze five bugs for each and every scenario, and if you go for interview explain in a similar manner. Okay, so plan well this kind of situations. This is damn sure question, there is no doubt they will definitely ask you. So prepare well and explain in such a manner. Okay, so severity high, priority high. Severity means with respect to tester, high you are giving means it's impact. Okay, so priority high means so developer have to fix that issue immediately. If it's impacting you, then developer should fix it up immediately. How? Let us suppose you got new build, they sent out an email, new build got deployed. So start with your testing activities. Then what you have to do, once you start up with your testing activities, that means like you are trying to launch your application with the help of URL. Let us suppose URL itself doesn't work, then what you do, you cannot continue with your testing activities, right? So it's highly impacting your daily activity. If URL is not working, you cannot go ahead with your testing activities. So it's highly impacting your daily activity. So severity means it's impacting your daily activities. So developer, whatever the works he is having, temporarily keep aside, fix this issue immediately, and intimate us. Okay, so that is nothing but like priority. So severity means a URL is not working, so it's impacting your daily activities. So severity you can give high, priority also should give high, like developers should fix this issue immediately. Okay, so that is nothing but like severity and priority high. Another example, if I take like URL is working, let us assume, but you're trying to enter correct username, correct password, and click on sign in button, then that is not working, let us assume. It's not allowing you to navigate home page. Then what you will do, you cannot do anything. Again, login is not working means you cannot proceed with your testing activities. That is major functionality, right? So without login, how do you perform your testing activities? So temporarily you are blocked. So even this kind of situation is impacting your daily activities. So you can give high severity, then develop priority also you will give high. Why means developer how to fix this issue immediately in order to proceed your daily activities. Another example you can say like compose mail. Even for compose mail is not working means all inbox, outbox, send mail, drafts, trash, everything depends on compose mail. So that's why even this is also you can give high severity, high priority. Okay, so this is nothing but like priority high, severity high. Okay, another combination you will come up with is like severity is high, priority is low. First try understand what is this combination. Severity high means it's impacting your daily activity, still developer can fix it up later. That is what it means, right? So whatever the issue you found, for that issue you are giving severity high, priority low, means it's impacting your daily activity, still developer can fix later. Which kind of issues? Best example I will tell you, let us suppose most of the projects work in the model like offshore, on-site. On-site means your manager is in US, you are in India, let us assume. So in India it's end of the day means in US it's starting of the day. In India's morning means here it's evening, right? So here is morning means in India it's evening, right? So what are the tasks you perform today, you are in India, your manager is in US, so you have to update to your manager and go home. So you are working in organization means how you will be chatting, you will be talking, you will be having chat, phone or something like that. Mostly you'll go for like communicator or messenger, Yahoo Messenger, Gmail. Some small companies even these days using like messenger, Yahoo, Google Talk or something like that. This is okay. But major companies they're going for like Microsoft communicator. Okay, so in the communicator, what are the issues or what are the tasks you perform today? You are explaining to your manager, and meanwhile, you are trying to explain the issue, the defect you found today. The way you are trying to explain, you are trying to explain your level based, all possible ways. Your project manager not understand. Okay, suddenly he asked you to send screenshot of that issue. You can send screenshot over communicator very well, no issues. Okay, so at that time you are trying to send attachment over communicator, but it doesn't work at that point of time. Your project manager, your manager asked you something means you should send it at any cost, but at that time it was not working. So it's impacting your daily activity, it's impacting your role, your task. So you can give high severity, there is no doubt. But by considering which factor, you'll give low priority. Why? How? So your manager need attachment. You don't want to send only over communicator, right? You can send through Microsoft Outlook or Gmail, or you have alternatives. Okay, so that is the reason developer can fix this issue later. Why? You have alternatives. You can send that attachment through in email, right? So that means like remember, whenever you have alternatives at that time, those kinds of bugs, even though it's impacting, you'll give low priority. Severity can give high, priority you'll give low. And remember another important thing, depends on the project, they may define their own rules and regulations, their own standards, accordingly you have to explain. Okay, but for most of the projects, this is how you will define like severity and priority. For some projects they may define like so 10 test cases is blocking, then you'll give critical. 5 test cases is blocking, then you'll give major. Zero one test case is blocking, then you will give low. Like that they will define. So accordingly you will keep it up. Okay, so again another example, if you take like word, you typed 100 pages, you type 100 pages. So but you are trying to click save button, it doesn't work at that point of time. 100 pages again you have to type, means it's very hard, right? Then what you do, so you it's impacting, so you can give high severity, but you have alternatives. How? You can use shortcut key control yes, or close. At that time it will ask you like save, right? So you have alternatives here. So that means like wherever you have alternative situations, so at that time even though it's impacting, you can give high severity, low priority. Okay. Then another situation, if you take like severity low, priority high. So severity low means what does it mean? It's not at all impacting your daily activity. Still, developer should fix that issue immediately. Which issue you'll give it as? Okay. So let us suppose company logo. Company logo misplaced or wrong. So company logo doesn't impact your daily activities, right? But that is company prestigious thing. So at any cost, you should fix that issue immediately. So it's not impacting your daily activity. So you should give tester not impacting. So severity can give low, but priority developer should fix it up immediately. So you will give high. This is one example. Exactly like that company name misspelled. Okay. Even that is also like it's not impacting your daily activity. So you will give severity low, but developer should fix it up immediately. And another example, like you have withdrawn, you have put like $50,000 in your ATM. Okay, then correct pin and everything entered. So after entering correct pin, your ATM hang out, let us suppose something happened. Then you'll wonder, right? Okay, you'll think about like what happened to your transaction or something like that. Immediately you will call customer care. Okay, once you call customer care, it's uh, I mean like, oh, this is the one you can give like severity high, priority low. No, no, no. Just a second. Uh, this is the example. ATM example. Is not impacting. Uh, okay. So ATM example you can give like it's not impacting. Yeah, right, right. This is the example you can give even severity low, priority high. Okay. So as soon as $50,000 you have given means it's very big amount. So what you do is like you'll fear, so you'll call customer care immediately, right? So once you call customer care, they're saying like it doesn't went wrong, so your money is safe, like that they're saying. But you'll get suffer too much, right? At least if it's giving some message or something like that, it's okay. But it hang out means you'll feel suffer. So but that means like it's not impacting your daily activity or something. So severity can give low, but priority will give high. Why? It's not impacting, but still end users will get suffer too much, right? That is the reason this issue should get fixed immediately. That is the reason even this ATM example you can give low severity and high priority. Okay. And another thing is like forget password feature. So forget password is not working, let us assume. So it doesn't impact any other functionality, but end users they forget password, they are unable to reset their password, let us assume. It's impact, right? So severity is not at all impacting your daily activity. So severity can give low, priority you will give high. I mean, even though it's not impacting, testers, developer should fix it up immediately. So these are the examples you can go for like severity low, priority high. So severity low, priority low. Some spelling mistakes or UI related issues, you will give severity low and priority also low. All UI related issues means spelling is wrong or correctly they were not placed, something like that, color mismatch. Okay, so these kind of issues you'll go for like giving severity low, priority also low. Okay, so this is nothing but like your bug reporting process, then severity and priority. And another step we missed during bug reporting process, that is nothing but like status. Right? So whenever you report a defect to the development team, the status of that bug is like, okay, the status of that bug should be new initially. As soon as you fill out all those details and click on submit button, it will send out an email automatically to all team members of your project. So whenever developer receives an email, at that time the status of that bug should be new. Okay, then whatever the defect you reported is not like they may not sure. So that's why what developers will do is like, again they review the defect whether it is a bug or not according to customer requirements. If it is a bug really, then he will accept that as a bug and changes the status to open. If it is not a bug, he will reject that bug. If it is not a bug, here you see, you will reject. Okay, not reproducible or working as per requirement or reject invalid. If it is invalid bug given, they may reject. Okay, so according to requirements is working in his computer. I told, right? In your computer is not working. In developer's computer is working. Even at that point of time, it should be issue. Then again you will revert it back. Oh, this is the issue. Then normally the thing is like at that time what he do is like in your computer is not working, developer's computer is working means still it should be issue at the time in your computer. what's wrong. He will capture logs and try rectify. Okay, then reject not reproducible. In case he is not reproducible means even not valid means he will reject. Okay, so he will open that bug means he was accepted that as a bug. Then depends on the priority and severity you set, he will take some time and fix that bug. So once he fixed, then what he do is like he will change the status of the bug to fixed. Once he fixed, then he will change the status again to retested. Retest. So whenever you get the and remember another thing, whatever the bug status you are getting changed, whatever the changes happening for that bug, it will automatically send out an email. It will automatically, even you are adding comment, it will be automatically sending out an email. Okay, so then whenever you get status with retest, what does it mean is like they were deployed. Okay, say here fixed means the developer was fixed. Once they change it to fixed, it will go for like deployment. So once deploy, the status of that bug go to like retest. And then you will be retesting that defect. If it is really fixed, then you'll be closing that defect. No, that defect is still available, it's not yet closed, it's not yet fixed. Again you'll be reopening the same defect and assign it to developer. Whenever you are reporting a new defect, at that time the status of that bug should be new. As soon as developer receives an email, he will be reviewing that defect whether it is a bug or not. If it is really a bug, he will accept that bug and changes the status to open. Once he open, who is, in case he himself is the responsible developer, he himself assign it. Otherwise he is not the responsible developer, he want to assign it to somebody else in his team, he will reassign it to someone else. That is nothing but like assign. Once developer assigns, depends on the priority and severity, he will taking the time and fixing that bug. Once he fix, the status of that bug should be like fixed. Then deployment team will be deploying the new code changes into the environment, into the testing environment. Then he will change the status to retest. Then you'll be, once you see the status of that bug should be like retest, you'll be retesting that defect. If it is really fixed, then you'll close that defect, add appropriate comments to that bug and close. Otherwise you'll be reopening, assign it back to development. So this is very high level flow you try to follow for uh, in between the status like new to close. In middle, let us suppose so developer was accepted as a bug, but client don't want that bug in that feature immediately. Let us assume you reported one bug that is a real bug, really a bug. So developer accepted, but developer don't want that feature immediately. After 6 months or 1 year, he was expecting, let us assume. Then why you want to fix that bug now itself immediately? In future, developers may get change his mind and may change requirement, or something may happen. So why you want to fix that issue immediately? So that's why these kinds of bugs you will go for like deferred. Okay. So another thing is like uh, okay, you are under you are in like release 500, you are found an issue, you reported it as a defect. Your colleague also found same issue and reported it as a defect. So at that time, duplicate defect, right? So normally the process is like whenever you are reporting a defect, you have to make sure that defect should not be there already. But you have to make sure means you have to search. It will be like too much time consuming, and you have 10,000 defects. So you have to check means it's very difficult, right? So that is the reason it's always good practice to talk with all team members before reporting the defect. In case they were reported means they will tell you, right? So to avoid this kind of confusions, it's always best practice to talk with your team members. Okay. So at this point of time, by chance you are reported letters also. So at that time, developer will change it to a duplicate. Then you'll be closing that defect. So this point of time you will go for like duplicate. Okay. Another thing is like you are open one defect in release 500. In release 600, they were fixed, you were retested and closed. Everything is going fine for 4 or 5 releases. Like release 1000, again same issue you are reproducing. So one defect you have reported in release 500, that is your developer fixed and you retested and closed. 700, 800, 900 is working fine. But latest build you got like release 1000, there the same issue 1000 letters also. 1000 issue, whatever you found in release 500, again reproducing in release 1000. Then what you do? At this time, what you do like you will go defect 1000 and reopen, or you'll be reporting it as a new defect. What you do? So here, whatever you feel comfortable, you can go. Either you'll go the existing bug and reopen, or you can go and raise it as a new bug. Okay, but most of the situations you'll be reporting it as a new defect. Why means so client may be aware of like a new defect you are reported and so many bugs developers are fixing and you are doing work. And another way is like some projects you may get money depends on the number of bugs you fix. Okay, so if you reopen the existing bug, what will happen is like client don't be aware of like this bug you are again reproduced, again fixing. Another thing is like you don't get money from client. So that's the reason is always best practice to report it as a new defect. These kind of situations. Okay, so whenever you report a bug, if it is not a bug, he will reject that as a bug. Then you will be closing. Okay. So this is nothing but like your status. I told like status field. I will tell you later. Okay, status field. I will tell you later. Right here. So status, severity, and priority also I have explained. So this is nothing but like your bug reporting and different things needs to be remembered. Okay, so another important thing you will come across like uh, bug tracking, bug reporting, whatever we have told that is nothing but like bug reporting and tracking. Tracking is nothing but real time scenario. I will tell you one defect you are reported to developer not clear about that issue letters also. Then what he will do? He should come back to you, right? So how he will come back to you? There are so many channels. Like he can make a phone one way, he can email you, or he can chat even using communicator. Or another way, in quality center itself, blog, you know, right? Blog. Okay, so in your blog whatever the news you are reading, you can comment or uncomment or something like exactly like that. Even in your quality center, for each and every bug you'll be able to add your comments. One comments field will be there, you'll be able to add. So developer exactly like that, he is not sure means he can add comments. But what is the best way in all these four available options? The best way is like if we make a call, after few days you may forget, over chat or email you may delete. So the best practice is like add comments in your quality center itself. Not only quality center, you are using bugzilla or clearquest, what are the tool, it is like comments field will be there. So developer will be adding comments. As I told, something is happening for that defect, immediately every responsible guy will get an email. So you'll be getting an email, then you'll be replying your comment to that question. So like that, the you and or in middle someone else need to add some comments. Even they may also get a chance to add. So like that, this communication will be going on till the bug closes. So this is nothing but like bug tracking. Whatever the communication going on in between developer and tester, between the bug status like new to close. So that is nothing but like your bug tracking. Okay, so this is another important question you may come across. What do you mean by bug tracking? And another silly questions you may come across, like uh, who will be giving severity and priority to the bug? Again, it depends. So depends on the project, depends on the client, depends on the company. What are the standards you are defined, accordingly you'll be given. But for most of the projects, severity and priority both tester will be giving. But for some projects, severity tester will be giving, priority developer will be giving, or team lead may be giving. Okay, so different standards they may be following, but you have to stick to one whatever you are saying. Okay, so in your current project, both severity and priority me only giving as a tester, like that you try convincing once you go for interview. Okay, so that is another important thing you have to remember. So exactly like that, who will close the defect? Again, depends on the company process, project process. For that project, what is the process following, he will be closing. But most of the projects, tester will be closing the defect. But some projects, developer may be closing the defect, or team lead may be, test lead will be closing the defect. It depends. But the best practice is whoever reporting the defect, he will be closing. That is a good practice. So you stick whatever you are explaining. This is another thing. And you are reported a defect, developer is not accepting it as a defect, then what you will do at that point of time? Normally, so here the point is like one requirement, two understandings. One requirement, developer understand his point of view and he come up with code in his understanding view. But you understand in your own point of view, according to his point of view it is not a defect, according to your point of view it is a defect. If this kind of situation may happen very obviously, so at that time what you do is like you'll be talking with your team lead. Under team lead also nobody is stepping back, let us assume. Then you go to project manager also nobody is stepping back, means final judgment who will go for is like client. These kind of inconveniences and misunderstandings, client is the final justice. You can talk anytime with the client very freely, absolutely no problem. So at that time what he want, that is what he will tell you, then accordingly you have to follow. Okay, so this is another question you may come across related to bug. So this is nothing but like your bug reporting and tracking. Along with this, anybody having any questions? This is your time. No questions? No questions means thank you so much for your time. We'll end up our session. Okay. Tomorrow same time we'll meet. And see you then. Fine. Bye bye.